Still a
But you
man.
can't make somebody act.
No. So the point of it is that, you continue send out the words and you send it in different forms because different people learn differently.
Ways. I
Some
like that.
people will learn through action, some people will just hear a word and that ring a bell. And we just have to keep pushing on and do multiple things that is encouraging. But my thing is, see the
True.
light if you really want to see the light.
I
See
like
it better if you think better is what you want.
I like
It have to be, you have to be self-connected. Because you have so many people are so connected to so many things but themselves.
that. Oh,
And so it's very much hard to really, you know. So self-connection will take you through troubled waters. It doesn't matter how dark or how life-threatening it appears to be. Just as I said, you just have to reach there mentally in order to do it. You have to get there mentally.
I love that. Some people are connected to everything in the world but
But
themselves.
themselves.
What's a word?
Mm.
I'm gonna use that as a caption. That's like for real. It's not. Listen. It's not a. We live in some serious times now. Now listen. It's not a joke. Some people are connected to every single thing else except them. Listen, that was our old word. Thank you for that. Period. So your first
Period.
single came out in '93.
Mm,
Yeah, I think so. Because
Jesus.
there's a lot of test and there's a lot of trial and error because, as I
hmm
said, growing up, I was like out in the street, I was working because I'm that type of a person. I really want, when I reach age 15 and 16, I start work, at the supermarket, push the trolley them, get my little tip and so on and so
So
forth.
you've been about this life.
Yeah, I remember buying my mom, I think a suit from my first paycheck because, I've
Aw.
always seen her struggle and tell myself that, like, I'm going to help her someday to come. So I think the first time I got a job, I remember getting the pay and just buy her a suit.
Mm-hmm.
And that means so much to me.
Definitely,
But
of
again,
course.
so I'm that type of a person, just there all over the place. I work at the crazy gym, I work on site, little work around there, so little work over there. So I would just have to do it from
Whatever
an
to pay the
honest point
bills.
so that we can then, contribute to life, in every way that is possible.
I love.
And so while I was working, I remember this day I was always like singing my songs. I was
Mm-hmm.
like always writing
Right.
because the one thing I felt, there's so much of a joy in singing. To me, I think that is I think physically being in the inner city is like being in a prison. But mentally, having music,
Takes
it
you
takes
away.
you out
Takes you
from that,
away.
and it lets you see the things. It makes you see life on a different
Friend.
scale. It makes you think on a different scale. So I decided not to drop music.
Right.
Whatever it is that I am doing,
Yes,
music
still.
has to be a part of me because it gives me the urge to move forward. It
Right.
gives me a new life. So while I was working, I was like, singing a song to myself. And I remember this person, this virgin that passed, and I said, "You song that?" And I said, "Yes." And him say, "No, sir, I have a friend where a producer and he make the connection and right there, so now I start feel at different level, like I start walk the part of a star, because before I was feeling,
Right.
the whole vibe of a star, but now I started to walk that part because I used to take bus and thing, and when I go link that producer here and pay for taxi fare, taxi I come pick me up and so me I say, really? I mean this? So, so
You
it
say your
was him
boss.
that Yeah. My boss before my boss in my mind before the public say, all right,
Period.
I your time. I take my time mentally before the people them say, yo, see there, I your time. So I remember, so it was that producer I recorded that song for. And again, as I said, I have done so much, trial and error. But I was always, you know, seeing the competitions and being a part of them, and I won a lot. And some of them I came second. But I was always at it. And you can't tell me nothing because I know I could not tell you when it's going to happen. I
But you
couldn't tell you
know.
where it's going to happen,
But you
but I
know.
know for a fact that
Mood.
it I got happen
Mood.
regardless.
Fact.
Mm.
Mood. I love that. So reflection of love. What made you do reflect? Why? What was that about?
It was a girl song. It was a song for an empress. At that time I was the type of an artist that we just think about something for whatever reason and just say, all right, I hit this, and then having a producer, he probably asked me to sing a couple songs and decided to swing with that one.
Okay.
But again, that was my first recording. It was a nice love song. I don't remember it, I don't remember every word, but all I know, I said
Yeah,
something
because
like it
I was
was
nine
like I
years
love
old.
drama. Huh?
I was nine
So it
years
was
old.
way back round, way back round at one part over one place.
Okay, all
But
right.
but the journey began there because now I realize that I have a song, and I remember the first time hearing the song on the radio, and them thing they give you
Hope.
such a vibe that there's no word in the English dictionary that can be used to describe the moment.
Ooh, and it forces you to
Yeah.
keep going. Like, okay, if I could
It
get
was
one song on the radio, then I could get this song anywhere else, right?
Yes, man. Same way, so.
Love
And
it.
so I keep pressing on. But that time I stopped working now. And I start look at music, from a tunnel vision point. So me decide, say, if I know music and music, so there's no other way.
Me like that.
You
If I
know
know
what I'm
music
saying?
and music, me like that. So do or die
Yeah.
on music.
Yeah, man, there's no other way. It a go work or it a go work. I say it
Oh,
go. There's nothing other than that.
I
Me
love
I
it.
say, and I wasn't privileged enough, like a number of people that I would have that I grew up with.
Right.
I have family. I send barrel from foreign for holiday. Me that figure buy when me want out of the barrel
So
them.
you had to make
And
it
was
work.
that save, me have to save for that. So again, it was. I tell you, looking back on the days coming through the inner city, there was dark moments that not even me myself never know if I'm gonna live to see the next day.
True.
Based on everything that is going on. As I said, it was a whirlwind
Mm.
of things that could easily take you off track. So again, I promise myself to stay on track for me, because I can promise you and break that promise. So I know the ultimate promise is when one make that promise to oneself.
Right.
Because so much scammers, so much people just act, so much people,
I pretend. Mm.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like,
Mm-hmm.
so the point of it is that the ultimate promise is when one makes such promise to oneself. And if I make that promise to myself, then I can't break it. I can't break any other promise, but a
Not
promise to
see it.
myself, I can't live with that. So,
Mm.
I have to move forward. Any means necessary.
But
Music, tunnel vision.
listen,
So I've been locked out of studio because I wasn't up to their standard. I do not have the name that could easily open the gate. And I see myself going to some of these studios and have some red carpet style and so, so from being locked out to
to
being,
open. Right,
to
right.
get such a warm welcome. Uh, you know what I'm saying?
But you know what?
Mm-hmm.
Your wins, like it's life, right? And people don't understand balance. So you win some and you lose some. Some things are just not for you. Maybe that studio I'm gonna know you understand it's coming here, you know, your mental state. That studio, it was not for you. The red carpet studio, it was for you, and that's why they welcomed you that way, right? They appreciate you, them respect you, and them see the vision. You understand? So balance, the balance something there, especially I'm gonna know the music industry. I'm not an artist, but I know it rough in that industry there, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I want rough now. I want the industry. It is rough beyond explanation, but it's also good beyond
It
explanation
is.
as well. So,
Definitely. Definitely.
mhm.
Okay. So 2015 you did My Dream. What made you do My Dream? How did that
Well,
come about?
let me retrace. Let me retrace a few steps. My first popular song is "So Let It Be," otherwise known as "I Love Her, She Loves Me," and that is in '03. And that's when I realized that yes, I am closer to getting that crown,
Ooh.
because now I leave from singing a song on the stage, hoping that the people will like it,
Mm-hmm.
to me now going on stage, not getting a chance to sing my own song
Everybody
because
I
the
think.
people, yeah. So that's what that song did. So Let It Be. It's on the Golden Bathtub Rhythm produced by Shocking Vibes. At that time, being the man them have the place them in the palm of them hand. You know what I say?
Right.
So that song was a song that you know I recorded on a rhythm, and it was probably about 30 artists on it, greater name than I. And I was the lesser name on it, and I walk away with that rhythm. So every time the people hear that rhythm, it's
Like,
Nesbeth
look,
song all over.
them.
So again, when I saw that, I know that I am onto something great. And
Ah,
this greatness will not just remain in mind, but it will definitely come out in the public space in its physical form. It will take on that. And so, as I said before, I told myself so many things that has to do with moving forward, reaching the top, that there's nothing that no one could have said to me that
that
could
makes
make me change the way in which I am thinking. So, so that was So Let It Be. And then I move on to sing Board House, my first hit song.
all right. So
Like it
yeah, because somebody was
dominated.
asking if that's like real, if that was your
Okay.
life.
So everything I sing, real man. When I definitely come sing because I want to sing. There's so many houses in the inner city, so many people fall victim by that. You're living in the inner city, a low budget community
Mm-hmm.
where the less fortunate gathered not by choice, and most of us are not educated. And so we were taught that to be strong, we have to put up our fist. And everything that has to be strong have to be physical. It have to come down to fighting, to square off,
Right.
not knowing that that is so much of that should be the last resort. Because it was way after I realized that being tough doesn't necessarily mean physically tough. You have to be financially tough, spiritually tough, and so on and so forth. So, the inner city promote being tough as just put up your fist.
Right.
Being tough have to mean you have to communicate. You have to can communicate so that whoever it is that you're communicating will get will be able to understand you.
Right.
But a lot of these things are not taught in the inner city. So as a youth growing up, you
True
have this
that.
one way, and that's the only way. You held
Real,
on to that,
real
thinking that
talk.
if you do anything other than that,
Real
then
talk.
you are just not doing it right.
So true.
So, well, the inner city, a lot of people get them house burned down for just being in the location. And based on the warring factions, they have their time when over here so is good, over here so is good. Tomorrow over here so is bad it over here. And so that your house is in the midst of everything.
Right.
So therefore, Anything is possible. You can lose your life, you can lose your house, you can lose a family member, and the list goes on. So again, when I sing Bored song, it appealed to so many people because so many people have walked that path. And then I said so much thing in 3 minutes that so many people would not even take a lifetime to explain. So again, I am not just doing it for myself. I know that other people out there,
Can't
I am the voice
relate.
of the people. Me, I say I'm
Yeah.
the voice of the people, so I have to represent not just myself.
Right.
My responsibility is to represent life itself. So if I have an experience, I know I have to put it forward to open the eyes of other people that may not walk such path,
Right.
and also show whoever has walked that path that my heart goes out to you and I am in this situation, but we can pull through. So if you listen to Nesbeth song, I will tell you so much thing about the dark days, but some point of that song will tell you that I am not giving up. So I don't just come and sing the song telling you about the dark days.
Right.
Because, singing and swimming in the dark days can only like make steer your mind away from the light.
Right.
So you will just be seeing darkness and
So you
darkness
have
and
to show them
darkness.
the light also.
Yeah, man. So you have to glance your past, acknowledge your presence, and focus on your future.
Future.
So yeah, so so that songs, and then after moving away from that songs, I have a next song named Guns Out. I remember the day. I remember
Some
being in
Tasha
the
says she wants a piece of Bordeaux.
board house. Okay. Uh,
Me bored
Me
out.
bored out, bun down in a gang war day. No, me
Me
nah have
have
nowhere
nowhere
to
to
stay.
stay.
Me
Me
girls
girl
when me
when me
did
did
love
love
so
so
much
much,
and
but
think
things
she
we
did
did
love
love
me
me
gone
gone
away. Me never save nothing, nothing me
Nothing me
never
never
save.
save.
And
And
she me
she me
give the
give the
whole of
whole
me
of me
pay.
pay.
All me left with is my Bible. In a me and a chant of Psalms each and every day. I wasn't a part of it. Me get caught in the rot of it. Only if you know the
The
fullest when
fullest
me
and we
never
never
know the
know the
half
half
of
of
it.
it.
No one no talk of it. No
No
dog no
dog, no
bark
back
of
of
it. Me
it.
get the messy ending when me never know the
Know the
start
start
of
of
it.
it.
Them light me house. Them light it like a Ganza split furniture blaze out. Nothing no left of it. This a true story. This a no gimmicks and I just rhyming
Rhyming
lyrics. Me bored
lyrics,
out,
those
bone
bun
down
down
in
in
a
a
gang
gang
war
war a
dear.
day.
Shana me
No
nah have
love,
nowhere
no
to
ever
stay.
stay.
Ah,
The
The
girl
girl
when
when
me
me
did
did
love
love
so
so
much
much,
and
me
think
think
she
she
did
did
love
love
me
me
gone
gone
away.
away.
Me
Me
never
never
save
save
nothing,
nothing,
nothing
nothing
me
me
never
never
save.
save.
And
And
she me
she me
give the
give the
whole of
whole
me
of me
pay.
pay.
All me
I'm
left with
left with
is my
this, my
Bible.
Bible
In a me
in a,
and a
and a
chant of
chant of
Psalms
Psalms
each
each
and
and
every
every
yeah.
day.
day.
Oh, but don't talk.
So,
The
so again,
word.
as I said, with that song, now if you I tell you about the situation, and I also said all me left with is my Bible in a me and
Uh,
a chant a psalm.
mm,
So to show you that there's hope same way.
right.
There's so much thing going on, but listener shall not be distracted by the darkest of moment because the brightest of light is yet to come. So so
I
that
love it.
song now, then I move on to Guns Out, another popular song, favorite song. Guns out this morning, Babylon coming again. Guns out this
This
morning,
morning,
question
between
reality.
between
Guns
guns
out
out
this
this
morning, the
morning.
whole place
Was
under
under
curfew.
curfew.
Guns
Guns
out
out
this
this
morning.
morning.
Check this. It was about 12 o'clock
Back
when
up
the
on the
thunder
sun, just
start
start
clap
clap.
in the back of Miss
With me
Mabel
every
yard.
yard.
The lightning start flash and me hear the door. Me bed pa me bed in me crawl.
Crawl.
Me pray for siren, but all I heard was a scream from me next door neighbor a ball. No kill me one son, but me still hear the gun. Me could do wait till morning come.
Mm,
You. Guns out
out
this
this
morning.
morning.
So while I was growing up in the inner city, these are things that I would have seen.
Mm-hmm.
And then I put it in the form of a song, but I'm not putting it in the form of a song to encourage others
Right.
to take that route. I am saying that, listen, life ain't easy,
Right.
but despite that, I'm gonna make it out.
Still not
So,
though.
so fast track now, so only for songs in between until now, 2015. My dream. I was walking somewhere in Kingston, Jamaica, and of course, I'm an optimistic person.
Mm-hmm.
I am an optimistic person. So I was walking and I remember the first two lines that came to me, shows after shows and tours after tours. And I am
Yes.
saying, okay. So I'm saying that, sir, we can write a song here. And when we go to Europe, I don't know who's taking me
To
out
Europe.
in
You just know
Europe.
you go Europe.
Yeah, me know me I go Europe. Don't ask me which promoter, don't ask me which show.
You just know
Me
you
just
go.
know that I'm going Europe. So I decide say, all right, now I write that song here. So I link one of my brethren and say, yo, listen to this. And him start say, no man, Nesbeth, and me I say, listen, I am seeing Europe. And I am seeing this song as like my sixth song while I am on stage, my sixth song or seventh song.
Right.
And that's why the song say shows after shows and tours after tours. All them time when I sing the song, me not take no plane I go all about the place. I envision it. I saw it.
See it. You
I saw it.
manifest it.
And it was so much that I couldn't even find words to explain it. I saw it long time until the song when me decide say me envision all the way here a saying of the song. I saw it before it came.
Right.
So when a lot of people hearing the song, they're like thinking that everything is happening and I'm singing the song based on what
Mm,
is happening in physical form. But it
mm,
wasn't like that, it was the other way around.
mm.
So I send the words out there in the universe and tell the universe,
Say, listen, me I come
yes,
to
my
Europe
mind there.
and me I come to a whole for stage. Yeah.
And then I just find myself all over after that song came out. One of my most memorable moments is to see hailing from the inner city and the prime minister
Yep.
of the country
Yep.
decide that the inauguration can't keep without Nesbeth. And I'm
Yep.
like, wow. Of course, Jamaica have the classism thing there. And if you come from around there, so you better you stay around there, and sometimes nobody even want to see you. They must let's hear you. And
Right.
here I am, a youth from the inner city, the inauguration, the
Big
greatest stage in
deal.
any country.
Big deal.
This couldn't go on without a Nesbeth because the song is so inspiring. The
So
song, the
inspiring.
Prime Minister himself said, listen, this is the song that take me
And the man I
across
sing it too,
my troubled waters. Huh?
And he was singing and all that. Yo.
Yeah, man. So that song, that song created so much. Like, we wake up in a country and I take interview and I call different country name. As in a 3 day, but in a three different countries. All over from the Europe, England, Canada, all over in America, all over in the Caribbean. And I was like floating in the air because I'm like, yo, it's a joy.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, as I said, this
One
wasn't
floating
created.
in the air.
This wasn't gift. Nobody gave this to me.
Nobody
I gave
gave
it to
this to
myself.
you.
I can tell you that I couldn't have done it all by myself. So Team Nesbeth, is a strong supporting system. But again, as I tell you, I envision it all. I saw it.
See it.
There was so much. So my dream, I kept so many awards, the Marcus Garvey
The
Awards.
awards.
I kept so many awards. Sometimes I have no way in my house to put on award. And I'm saying, wow, from this artist where sometimes I walked to the stage show, sometimes I do not know if I'm going to make it home safe because I have to walk through different areas. And sometimes I've gone so many miles and still don't get a chance to get to perform. Because you're a no name act. nobody really
You gotta
want
keep
to
going.
give you the time of the day.
Kid.
And so sometime I took the bus early and go to these shows, and I do not know how it is that I am going to reach home. The most I know is that I have to reach the D show because I want
Right.
to
You
display
see a
my
vision,
talent.
so you gotta be there.
Yeah, so I don't know, but my purpose
It's
is
different.
much more
No,
than I can even speak of.
it's so different. Whew. So how you feel when girl like Al Cardi, amongst to my dream and stuff? Like, how does that make you feel?
I don't hear you.
No, how do you feel like when Cardi, right, the prime minister, I sing my
Yeah,
dream, like them some of the
yeah, man. It's a joy, man. It's definitely, as I said, it is more of a joy than words can explain. But Cardi B, of course, she clocking the numbers and, the new crave, and she's going on with her thing. And for her to be connected with that song in that way, many times, I got video with her singing the song and so on and so forth. So, the words are for reaching at the four corners of the earth. So, and while you might might very well see Cardi B on video, it doesn't necessarily mean Cardi B is the only one that is singing and enjoying
No,
the
I know that.
song.
No, but Iggy. So I know that Iggy also shouted you out. No, no, no. The song a big song. The song I don't know.
Yeah,
The song a big song.
timeless, timeless music.
Classic. Like that's gonna be a forever classic. So big shout outs to you for doing that. Woo! My dream. The people them said them want hear my dream. Y'all did not come to a stage show. This is not a stage
Let
show,
me start it that way, yeah. Like how Martin Luther King said, me fi start it. My dream, my dream, my dream, my dream, my dream. Tell you my dream is to live my dream. Heal the most sign of
Dying
me
on the
sleep
sleep
when me
of me
sing.
same.
Tell you
Tell them
my
my
goal,
goal,
my
my
goal,
goal,
my
my
goal.
goal.
All of
All of
my
my
goal
goal
is
is
to
to
reach
reach
my
my
goal.
goal.
Live a happy life, put it on me headstone. Nobody
Nobody
no
know
fi
fi
cry
cry
over me
over me
dead.
dead bone.
Look
Look
at
at
me
me
now,
now,
where
where
them
them
treat me
treat me
less
less
than
than
good.
good.
Put
Put
me in
me
a
in a
box
box
like
like
a
a
rectangle.
rectangle.
Oh,
Oh,
oh.
oh.
Look at
Look
me
at me
now.
now,
Oh,
oh.
look
Look
at me
at me
now.
now,
Oh,
oh.
look at
Look
me
at me
now.
now.
Tasha,
I'm
me
gonna
tell you
live
my
my
life.
life.
Where
Where
them
them
used to
trees to
go
go
round, me
round, me
go
go
round. No
round. Me
one
one
used to
used to
come
come
round me.
round. Me
My
my
life
life
was
was
so
so
lonely.
lonely.
Look at
Look
me
at me now,
now.
oh.
Look at
Look
me
at me now,
now.
oh.
Look at me now. Me a take plane like
Like
JUTC.
JUTC,
When
when
you
you
see
see
me,
me,
it's
it's
on
on
TV.
TV.
Shows after
After
shows
shows,
after
after
shows
shows,
after
after
shows.
shows.
Tours
Shows
after
after
tours
tours,
after
after
tours
tours,
after
after
tours.
tours.
When me
You
name
name
call is
call,
like rows
words
after
after
rows.
roars.
Sweet
Sweet
melody and
melodies.
course after course. Them like a one door, me bust doors after
After
doors
doors,
after
after
doors
doors,
after
after
doors
doors,
after
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 doors
doors,
doors,
after
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 doors.
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 Look
Look
at
at
me
me
now,
now,
where
where
them
them
treat
treat
me
me
less
less
and
than
good.
good.
Put
Put
me in
me
a
in a
box
box
like a
like a
rectangle.
rectangle.
Oh,
Oh,
oh.
oh.
Look
Look
at me
at me
now.
now,
Oh,
oh.
look at
Look
me
at me
now.
now.
Oh, look
Look
at me
at me
now.
now.
I'm
I'm
here
here
tell you,
to live
Shana
my
life.
life.
Where
Where
them
them
used to
used to
go
go
round and
round, me
go
go
round. And
round. Me
one
one
used to
used to
come
come
round.
round. Me
Shana
my
life was
life
so
was so
lonely.
lonely.
Look at
Look at
her
me now.
now. Look at her now. Look at her now. Your blessing just a flow over. Shana it over. And a cover Nesbeth the soldier from boardhouse to sidewalk to leather sofa. Them say we living like the Cosa Nostra. No
Hey,
sir.
Sir,
Shana no mix up in a
no
coca.
closer.
Marijuana no dust to
Close
the
to the
nose
nose,
ya.
yeah.
I no powder. Not a
No
obia.
closer.
Can't get over. Listen,
Va,
look
look
at
at
me
me
now.
now,
Where
where
them
them
treat me
treat me
less
less
than
than
good.
good.
Put
Put
me in
me
a
in a
box
box
like
like
a
a
rectangle.
rectangle.
Oh,
Oh,
oh.
oh,
Look
look
at me
at me
now.
now.
Oh, look
Look
at me
at me
now.
now.
Oh, look
Look
at me
at me
now.
now.
I'm
I'm
here
here
tell
to
you
live
my
my
life.
life.
Where
Where
them
them
used to
used to
go
go
round, me
round, me
go
go
round. No
round. No
one
one
used to
used to
come
come
round me.
round. Me
My
my
life
life
was
was
so
so
lonely.
lonely.
Look
oh,
at
Look
me
at me
now.
now.
Look at
Look
me
oh.
at me
now.
now.
This is my favorite verse. Me a thank God for me
Oh,
blessing. Now me have it, now me can give back to some of the people them who say me not gonna make it. You hear that part there? You have to
yeah.
thank God for me blessing. Cause in everything you have to give thanks to the Most High. You see me I say, and never yet feel like me the too high to acknowledge
True,
the ultimate power.
true.
Because again, as I said, it is not, I cannot find words to explain my journey. And I know for a fact that I couldn't have done it by myself. So from a spiritual point, there's so much that I cannot explain. I'm still learning about it myself. And
I
until I understand it the way in which I should, then I will be able
explain it.
to even
I love
send it
it.
out there.
Definitely love it. Um, whew, chills. I drop some fire for the Dan. Man, I don't know how big set. Listen, you want little motivation, little inspiration, you get up and you tell Alexa to play my dream. I just the truth. Like you there's just some songs and I don't know about me can't understand because like I said, I come from Maxfield, a pit tile me used to use, me have a bed outside. You understand me have a bed in a pan. You dip on the pit tile, it fly go around your bottom. So you understand so me know
Yeah,
struggle, me know
yeah.
hard life, like I've been through it. So I can relate to that song so much. So big hey, my dream. I'm just to get started. I know you just to get started. Like no matter how far you reach, I look at it as I'm just getting started. Every day, it's fresh, it's new. I'm just starting, right? So,
Same way, sir.
so you come and you talk about wifey earlier. Actually, see almost see. So you dropped that last year.
Yeah.
So see almost see. Basically, you're not sell out. You're not do the wrong things. Them for go that way there. Yeah, take your
Mm.
own journey. I like that song there.
Yeah, man, it's good that you like it. Yeah, because even after my dream, I have removed my enemies. Have you ever heard remove my enemies?
No.
Okay. I have removed my enemies. And that song is like the ultimate ghetto prayer. So that song is like the ultimate ghetto prayer.
I forgot.
Because then you'd have grow up and hear some things and hear some prayer, but when you realize that's it, man. Yeah. Now sing, please.
All right.
Ghetto prayer. My heart too clean fi carry one drop of grudge fi haters. I know everybody who you help know what turn round and return the favors. I know who dead for you now, but I who going dead for you later. Me just a go and do the good and go through. China, go and do the good and go through. Go and do the good and go through. Me no care what some people do. Oh yeah, me not claim to be perfect. Me not proclaim to be the worst neither. Thank God me no leave the earth yet. Oh Lord knows I'm a survivor. Just to stay above the surface, you have to skill like MacGyver. Cause some people are backbiter. Dog eat dog, world Rottweiler. China, you have to careful who you stand upside her. Closest friend are your worst fighter. I ask God to remove my enemies and close friends start to fall. I know every family ya rent safe, can't trust nobody at all. Some of the worst friends when me ever get are from the same people we benefit from every hard work, from every sweat. So me ask God guide my every step. I see close friends start to fall. From me ask God to remove my enemies. Remove
Remove
my
my
enemies.
enemies.
Ask God remove my
My
enemies.
enemies. Yeah.
So I understand that there's a lot of people who would have done so much good to a lot of people, whether close family member or extended family, and those people, dish them dirt for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
And so sometimes people take it so deep that it pushed them to the point of doing things that they live to regret. So I realize that that is what is happening, and I realize that mankind is mankind, and so a lot of us are unkind. So, I really use that song to encourage people to not to just take on the battle by yourself. So
Mm.
that's why I said I ask God to remove my enemies
Enemy,
because sometimes I may not have the eye to see them.
but God can
Sometimes
see.
I may not have the ears to hear. whatever they're planning.
Mm-hmm.
So, keep the communication with the Most High, and then we'll give you the indication, and we'll navigate you through whatever it is. So more time when you see the friends them a drop along the way, don't bother question it, because at the end of the day, if you ask God to remove your enemies and you see close friends start to fall, then you really and truly understand it right there.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So that's called Remove My Enemies. And I have another song named Success Story. It may only be another minute. Listen to the words. It may only be another minute. Nesbeth to the world again. It may only be another minute. It may only be another minute. So me ya bully.
Mm.
But I'm growing up a place where I never get no respect. No. Never get a good education, can't get a big check. No. From bottom I grow, everybody when me know in a distress. Yeah. And it's so easy. For you get addicted to a victim. Listen. And enough man fall it out. Can them could do all it out. And enough man sold it out. Can them could do go without. And in pursuit of riches, enough man take the girl road. But that's a fit them thing that is not whatness, but it's about this of those who persevere and who see through the tears. And in the grand scheme of everything, them still the year Ronaldo mean no millionaire. Feel like a millionaire. We still a celebrate. I put we hand up in the ear and say I am a success story. Yeah.
Yeah.
Success.
Success.
A success
Success
story.
story.
I
I
am
am
a
a
success
success
story.
story.
Yeah, success.
Success.
A success
Success
story.
story.
Again, I am a success story. Yeah. All right, so that's called success story.
I know success
So
story. I know success story.
earlier, you asked me what I would
Uh,
say to a lot of people that need some motivation. And I could just say it in a nutshell. If you really need the motivation that you think you need, just listen to a Nesbeth song and the rest of history.
Facts.
Just listen
Facts.
to a Nesbeth song. You just go on YouTube or you go on Spotify, go wherever and listen to a Nesbeth song. And I can definitely assure you that you will have a different mindset. And I'm only saying, if you really want encouraging words, if you really want inspirational words, then trust me, look no further. Go to a Nesbeth song and sit down, listen it over and over, and you will realize that there's more to it than even what you bargained for. Okay. So you say about the stay or mistake. The stay or mistake song now, I would have seen my fellow brothers and sisters would have take deal that, you know, take deal in search of fame, they take deal and sell out themselves. So may I say, if really and truly, you're going to take a deal, make sure the deal has nothing to do with you subtracting yourself from you. Just
Mm.
make sure that whatever it is that you're doing is something that you're going to be able to look back and say, okay, I
Proud my
made this
face.
move and this was profitable. So that song basically is encouraging people to stay grounded regardless of what is happening. So many things will come at you, especially when you take the spotlight. There's so much things. And so when they come at you, you need to have a level head so that you can be selective. You need to know what you're doing, because everything is happening in so much of a split second that you will give away you not realizing that you have done that. You know what I say? So that song is called Stay on the Stay, So devil come to me with a deal. Him say sign and say if you're not boss next week. Tell the little girl she afraid. Lead the youth, them astray, you know, sister, them wake, you know, see you too black, you need for bleach. Sell me your soul if you want the Grammy rate, if you want to start trend every week. Me no want bid number one if you have to play two feet. Nothing in a life don't free. Him say, I know where you want and where you plan to do fit, but All when me broke like dog, me nah sell me soul figure up on top. Nah sell out for your custom car. Nah sell out for your custom rollie. Yeah, man. So me I encourage people to stay strong. So if you can't stay strong for yourself, stay strong for your youth them.
Yeah.
Stay strong because you believe staying strong is the way to go. Of course, I know it's not going to be easy, but do something. Encourage yourself
I like.
and keep it up.
All right. So you had a couple losses, right? Mommy,
Yeah.
wifey, and
Um,
stuff like that. How did you like overcome losing those two females? Like, what was that like for you?
it was rough because I lost my mom, I lost my wife, I lost my sister, I lost my aunt, I lost my little brother. So I lost those family members, I think, within about 6 years.
Wow.
So it was definitely rough, And, I remember questioning myself, asking if life is attacking me. Because one man not supposed to carry so much load.
Right.
So I have to wait. I want to go on myself. Attacking, what go on. So me sit down and start questioning myself. I wonder if life really. But then I got the answer right there and then because I lost my mom in 2013. I was able to lay my mom to rest. So I think it is more than a privilege to have my mom to the point where, she passed on and I could have been there for her to do so much thing.
Right.
Opposed to somebody who have never seen their mom before.
True. So
So
you
when I
have
look
to
on
look
that,
at. You just always
yeah,
find a way to look at it in a
yeah, and
positive manner.
that's just what kept me going. It's like, when I look and I realize that okay, this is it. I grew up with my mom. I can talk about moments that, we laughed. I can talk about moments that I would have said so much things to her and she laughed till she cried. I
Mhm.
remember going places with my mom. So those memory to me, I
Carried you
think is
through.
priceless. And so every time I start thinking how dark it is, then I realize that I have so much thing to hold on to instead of holding on to the darkness. And then I lost my wife. I realized that a lot of men would lose their female before reaching the stage of getting married. So I think getting married is so much to me. I reached that stage where a lot of people never reach. So I'm saying, wow, I have pictures. I remember going through it. I remember all the moments, because when you sit down and start recap, it's like you remember stuff that sometimes if you don't sit down and think about it, you'll never remember it.
True.
And so again, as I said, it is as simple as that. It is so simple. Every time I look on what pains my heart, I always look on what gives me that joy.
All right.
And so if I'm going to accept the joy, then it comes as a package. I have to accept the dark moments.
Wow.
So it is it. So I couldn't question the Most High. And why me? Why do I have to be going through this? Because if I'm saying that, it could easily be said that why not you?
Yeah.
And if I'm saying why me, would I want it to be on somebody else but me? So the point of the matter, I understand that life, it comes and it goes, and I have more things to be happy about. It pains me sometimes I am driving and tears run down my face and because I am human. I remember just about everything that could really give me that pain because remembering the joyful time is what even brings forth the pain as well.
Right.
Because when you have those moments, you're thinking to yourself that, wow, I wish I had those moments. I wish those moments last forever.
Right.
But again, life is what it is. And every one of us that checked in is going to check out sometime to come. You know what I said? So it's just that I understand all of that. And that is what kept me grounded. And then I have responsibility that even if I am letting go for myself,
You can't let
I
go for the
cannot
kids.
let
You
go
can't let go for the
for
kids
my,
and the family.
yeah. I have no choice but to,
So keep going.
you know, keep going.
Keep going. Wow.
Mhm.
That was a word, guys. Wow. So sorry for your losses, Nesbeth. And I'll tell you that I'm proud of you as a man. Not all if a man can reach upon a level here. And that's just facts. Not a lot of guys reason on this level, um, live by principles. So you live by four principles, and that's discipline, determination, desire, and dedication. And that's big because, like I'm big on self, I'm big on principles, I'm big on, self development and stuff like that. So, those are your formula for success.
Yeah, from going through the hard times, I decided that I need something to keep me going, and so I just sit down and think of those 4 Ds and said, you know what, discipline, determination, dedication, and desire. You know, if I have
Sums
that
it up.
burning desire, yeah, if I have that burning desire, I will not stop. And if I am disciplined enough, I will be able to control myself so that I can make better choices. And I'm determined because guess what? It never over until it's over. And
Mm,
success is a must in my book. So success wasn't like whether or not it might very well be coming.
right.
I claim success long before me can even spell the word success.
Facts.
You see me? I say
Mhm.
so. I use those 4 Ds. So when I'm going through the hardest of time, I rocked on those Ds. I keep reminding myself of these Ds, and I have no alternative. But you know what? All right, push forward.
Right.
Until now, I have my personal motto. Cause those are the 4 Ds when I was searching for it when I was in the street trying to make it work. And because I came across so much thing to discourage me. I had to sit down and think of, what it is that I could put together to ignite that flame in me so that I can move forward. So the 4 Ds I use for that.
Love it.
But in recent time, my motto, my personal motto that I would like to share on your live
Yes.
is I will make it with or without the assistance of any individual.
Right.
So I'm not saying that I'm going to do it all alone. I'm just saying if I'm doing it with anybody at all, and for some reason they have to stop, I
It's
am
gonna
moving
happen
forward.
with or without you. It's a with
Yes, so
or
I said
without you type
I
of
will
success.
make
Period.
it with or without the assistance of any individual. My extended motto is I will not take anything from anyone that I cannot give back something in return, whether cash or coin. So that's my extended motto. So my thing is to give to life. Give to life because life is eternal. We're passing through, but life is eternal. So I just want to make as much contribution as I can to life itself. Hence why I make so much motivational songs, inspirational songs, because I know how powerful those words are.
Right.
And I know whenever someone really ready to listen to these words, they can use it as a map to success. They can use it as a map to 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 self-awareness. They can use it as a map to peace. You know what I say? So
That's
there's
it.
so much.
It's the
That's,
piece for me. It's the piece. Listen, guys, if you are on my live and you didn't know Nesbeth, you know, you never hear about him before, go and listen to the songs. And music does something to me. Like, music gets me going. I don't know if you do this because you're an artist, right? But when I get up in the morning, Alexa, play this. It gets me going for the day. Like, I have to listen to my music. It does something to me. So, do you have songs that gets you going other than your songs?
yeah, I'm not the type of a person. The only time me, why I listen to a lot of my songs sometimes is because I have to remember my song then when I go up on the stage. You know what I mean? I
Okay.
say, but I listen not just songs. I listen to inspirational
Okay. You
songs.
listen to, okay.
And you don't have to have a name. If you're saying something that connects with me, on the inspirational side, then it will evoke my attention. And I watch movies of such too. I surround myself with positive people as well. So it's a whole lot of things.
Okay.
Yeah, I try to keep it on that path. But I listen to many songs, a lot of songs, time on, time off. I'll hear one word in a particular song, and that make me want to listen. Say, no, like, oh,
This upload
the artist
is, yeah.
send that one there, twist that one there, the metaphor, oh, the simile, oh, there's so much thing, the way in which he presented the song. And it's countless of artists. It's not just one particular artist. But I'm not the type of, the only reason I listen to my song over and over because
Yeah, for studies.
there's so much song, I'm going to have to remember my song then because last thing you want to do is run out on the stage. And I say, but wait, how that song I go? I've gone to countries. I've been to I think a small island before, and I have to relearn a song because I was of the mindset that the song that I think is so popular over there was popular, yes, but there was a song that I did for some time, and they're telling me that, remember, this is the big song, and I'm like, what? I have to
So you have to
listen
go
to
back.
that song. No, I have to listen back that song before my performance time and make sure I remember that song in order to go and perform it for the people. Because you can't keep up. You're doing so many songs that sometimes it's easy for a song to.
True.
But,
True.
I listen to different genre, so I don't just subject myself to. And I am a music person.
Okay.
So once it is music, I'll give it a yes. I just don't like too much of a nice because I am the type of a person where I like my quiet. I like me have a calm spirit. So I like
Me too.
things because I think I can learn so much and I will be able to teach you so much as well.
Right.
Once the tide is calm and so on, the confusion thing is really not me. So I like to keep it on a level.
I love that. All right. Let me just say, I'm super proud of you. And I like to tell people I'm proud of them. Because coming from the ghetto, where we come from,
Mhm.
be lucky if you make it out. Like,
Yeah,
be
that's the harsh reality.
it's a blessing
5%.
to make it out, for real, for real. Like, it's a blessing, it's a blessing, it's a blessing. So really, really proud of you. Don't stop doing what you're doing. Period. Like, my love, I said, just positive stuff. And I look at myself sometimes. I say, girl, say this positive stuff. But I love it. It's self connection, like you say. So once you start connecting with self, it's a different level. And Nesbeth, sorry, as you give back, and when you give back, like the feeling when you give back, you can't explain that. Because a lot of people don't give unless them are benefits, right?
Yeah,
A lot of people don't give unless they're benefiting from what they're giving. But just
yeah,
explain the
yeah.
feeling, on kids' faces when you can't help Just one person, at least one person. How does that make you feel?
It's a good, it's really and truly feeling, a good
Priceless.
feeling. And it goes deeper than words.
It's
But of course, I'm gonna try to see how best I can explain it. It's like I don't give for people to see that I am giving something. And I give, and when I give you something, I'm not like pushing you to go and tell the world I gave you anything. It's on you if you wish to say I gave you something. I understand where I'm coming from, and I know I couldn't do it by myself.
right.
So I see the importance of assisting someone.
Mm-hmm.
But I like to assist people with a mind of getting up, with a mind of going somewhere. I don't like to, give anybody anything, and after doing so, they sit down waiting on you to come back and give again, and they call you all different names to make you feel so comfortable so that you can come and give them. Yeah. I like when I gave somebody something. The greatest feeling in giving somebody something is to see that person in a position so that that person can help themselves, or to see that person in a position that they are now helping someone else. That is the feeling I look forward to
Right.
when I assist anyone at all.
Love it. Are you a strict dad?
Huh?
Are you a strict dad?
No, me not really go down that strict note there because I think that strict that imprisonment. I think that strict they put on chain and shackle.
So how do you
Is
handle
that
your
yeah, but
kids? Do you
no,
like
I don't no. I listen, I don't hit my kids. And so I for one to be as strict as one can be and don't hit them kids is next to that won't happen. Because sometimes you want to enforce certain things, and of course you take it down the capital path. So the thing about it is that I stand for things, and I will say things to them, but I will still allow them to be themselves as well.
love that?
So the more they can able to be themselves, is the better it is for me, so that I will now understand who it is that I am dealing with and deal with that person accordingly. So I can't deal with all the kids standard from a standard point. Different character calls for different measures. Some kids will quiet. Some kids will just love make nice. Some kids you have to tell them a million times to do one thing, while some kids you say it one time and before you finish saying it, them jump at it. But what I do know is that like parenting is a learning process.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no what I would
Instruction
say.
book. There's no manual.
Yeah, there's no manual to tell you how to raise your kids. You can someone that probably do not have that much hard time raising them kids can encourage you and give you a few tips. But your kids are is unique, in their own way, and you dealing with them bring forth a different energy as well. So sometimes you can only use very few or next to none, you know, from somebody else's experience.
Love it.
So you have to be able to live and to learn and to shape it in what you want it to be. And understand that not because you're a parent, you will always be right. You have to understand that you're going to be wrong, and you have to admit the fact that you're wrong, because that's the only way you're going to be able to move forward.
I love that.
And I also encourage parents, because I know a lot of parents when time them deal with them kids, them always I tell them, hey, and me used to get this and me used to get that, and they're trying to push the digital kids in the analog days.
Mm-hmm.
And that is kind of forcing them out of themselves. And so I encourage them to understand that we're dealing with the kids, which is of digital mindset, and we're from the analog. So it is best in order for us to learn more about the digital, which is their time, and see how best we can teach them and not force the analog on them.
Mm-hmm.
Because for us to have a relationship, a good relationship, we have to understand each other. And we just have to do it the best way possible because the end result should be love. The end result should be a bond that can not be broken.
Unbreakable bond.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it is that whatever you try, you just keep trying and trying. And sometimes it not gonna work, sometimes it not gonna work. And you can't beat up yourself neither because it's a learning process.
I
And if
love
you got
how
two
you
kids, if you got two kids, one might very well be 13-year-old and the other one be like 9-year-old.
right.
And then because you deal with this child at 13-year-old, as soon as the one that is 9 turn 13, you think you got it all together. Because no, that child is a different person.
Mm.
So the challenges that comes with that child might very well be different. So again, I may encourage people to stay focused. Me know say arrogance, me know ignorance, me know all kind of things sometimes can shift the scale. But I encourage parents to stay focused and remember, you know, it should be a bond. So you just do whatever you need to do. It's trying sometime and it's drain. It will drain you.
Definitely.
But again, listen, it is a task and it has to be a win-win situation. I don't know win or lose there.
Win or win. Win or win. I love how you broke that down though. See, very
Yeah.
listen, your reasoning ability. Woo! Come true with it. So what can we look forward to? What you working on? What will you be working on?
There's a whole lot of things that I have in store, some of which I can make mention of, some I refuse to make a sound until, you know what I said, but
Until the deal seal.
all right. So, of course, I'm always on the go and I'm always doing what I do best, music, keeping it positive, keeping it real. I'm an
Don't ever
ambassador
change
for
that.
Jamaica, so I forever wave the Jamaican flag in the four corners of the earth. And so I have a great responsibility, so I have to do what I have to do. I have a song recently, I have a song that is coming out on Bounty Killer album Kings of Kingston in
Mm-hmm.
a collab with myself and Bounty Killer
Right.
called Who is Responsible
Mm-hmm.
and Stay on the Stay video is on the way.
Okay.
It will be out anytime soon.
All
I
right.
also have a competition that I'm giving something to some people, so that's having fun, a little
Right.
fun with the song, seeing, if some of my fans can, sing a few lines of the songs that they keep texting me, telling me that, yo, that song your badness, but that song your wicked. So, just, have some interaction
Okay.
with my fans. So,
I need for do that.
and uh, and I have so many, I think, very soon I'll be all over America. So again, there's so much, but again, I'm just doing what I do best, and I'm trying to be safe, and I'm trying to help as much people as I can help, in whatever way that is possible.
I love it.
And I continue to push myself to write music, to sing music that is of substance, music that can stand the test of time.
Love it.
Yeah,
Love it.
yeah, not today, tomorrow music. So,
So Nesbeth, enough blessings on a win or win, a straight win, period. So two more questions before you leave. Do you want to open up the floor for your people to ask you questions or no?
of course, they can
Okay.
ask a few questions.
So do you have friends in the industry? Drake said no friends in the industry.
Who?
Drake.
Drake say no
Drake
friends
Drake
in
said
it?
there's no friends in the industry. Do you have friends in the industry? Do you have friends?
I may want to believe so. Because sometimes you have somebody as friend and them have you as something otherwise, But
Mighty God.
again, you can only speak from your point. And of course, in every industry, sometimes as artists we say things not because we mean everything that we said. But sometimes we have certain situations and we just utter certain sounds. So, but you know, the public in general, we take it literal. But come on, picture an industry that you are in and you do not have any friend. Do you think it is wise to be in that industry?
You know, my look one friend. No comment. I mean,
And sometimes the friend thing has been overused, that label. So again, as I am saying, if you are in an industry that you put everything you got in,
right.
you must have a friend or two,
Well, definitely.
and then you can have them as a friend and you treat them as that friend, but you do not have any control of how they will treat you even behind your back. So again, I think friends are in the industry, so you don't have to go searching. Just be the friend you would want to be, and that will attract the friends to you the way in
Ooh,
which you definitely. So the rest of history,
I love it. Listen, I can't sit down and talk to you all day, okay? I could literally sit and speak to you all day. I love, how you reason. So, I could just get a little spicy parts and then we'll go to the question. Them. So, I see your social media and I see, you have a queen on your social media these days. What's good? I know you open up and you say wifey cook and how is that going?
everything is good enough. So far, so good.
And so I know relationships these days are pretty difficult. Like, how did you choose your person? How do you go from, this is my person? What was it about, your queen make you say, all right, I see this right now. What do you look for?
It's more like a spiritual connection. And the rest of history. There's so much. There's definitely so much. But first thing first, a spiritual connection was identified. And we just rode that boat, that stream. And it is what it is now. And we're looking forward for greatness, along the way. So
I love you guys. I love it. I love you guys. Like, I'm just, I want to eat black cake and stuff and stuff. Bing bong. But I'm going to open up the floor. So if you guys have anything that you want to ask, Nesbeth, go ahead with the question. I'll read it out on my screen because he won't be able to see the question. So you could just drop it in the question box. And make sure that you follow him. So all you got to do is use the drop down arrow on the side of, you'll see my name and his name. Just use the drop down arrow. You could follow him there. He's also having a competition. So make sure you tap into that. All right. Oh, another question for this, right? Well, we discussed a lot. So I guess no one has any questions. Another question? All right. Any closing words, Nesbeth?
all right. So let me bless up my kids then. And I just want to
bless up the kids. Big up the kids.
bless up all the fans them and Team Nesbeth all the way. And I just want to encourage everyone to stay safe because it's trying time. And of course, it's event after event. Pandemic. Look like I shot where I see the shot tail of pandemic. And then we see this war something where if I know one thing or the other. So despite all the noise that is making, I want to encourage everyone to stay focused and do what you do best. Stay alive, and in this trying times, see your best you can assist somebody. If your table full of food, then knock your neighbor door, find out if them alright, and see if you can, you can offer somebody something, them they must take it, but it will definitely warm them heart to see that somebody really cares. So again, Just love yourself so that you can be able to love someone else.
Love.
And, happy for other people like you would want them to happy for you. Because sometimes we're so self-centered that we see everything in just our way, not seeing it in anybody else's way.
True.
But just remember that we're living in a coexisting world and we cannot move forward if I cannot move forward if I am here all by myself in this world. So again, we just have to identify it's a coexisting world. And so we just need to do what we need to do to keep a bond so that we can communicate with each other. And on that note, the things will definitely be flowing the way in which we want it to flow.
Love it. That's
And bless up every artist because it's trying time for a lot of artists because not just artists in general, it's trying time for people in the four corners of the world because this thing is not it started from my knowledge in China, but then outside of that, it just spread the world just like China goods, them a spread and I take over the world. So, I don't know everything about China does run through the world. So again, it started from them time there and everything started to go downhill. I was supposed to go to Dubai. I booked for a week event in Dubai. It would have been my first time in Dubai.
wow.
But unfortunately, it was like 3 months before the country
Right.
was shaken by Corona. So I didn't actually get to go there. I was supposed to leave there and go to Saudi Arabia as well. And then from Saudi Arabia, I was to leave to go to the Uppsala Reggae Festival. And I think that's in Sweden or Spain. One, I don't remember exactly where, but it was I think it's Spain or Sweden.
Yeah.
And I have scattered shows throughout Europe during that time, but when the pandemic come, bam, it just closed off everything.
So tell them
But
that we need
again,
the shows now. The pandemic calm down. Tell them we
I don't
need
hear
to go
you.
to Dubai and we need to go to all these places. The pandemic calm down now.
Yeah, man, we have to all of them places, man. So we know, say, time of the master, and when it happen today, will happen tomorrow. And it just, it doesn't matter how I was planned. I planned for it and prepared the promoter plan and prepared them excited and, set up so much things, but the universe never really ready to make that connection there. So the time wasn't right because the time wasn't right. It was not something that, we would have done. It's just never right. So whenever the time is right, the people who anticipated me in that section of the world will definitely get a chance to see me.
I love it. I love it. Love it. Love it. All right, so one more question before you leave. Personally, sometimes I'm afraid to even mention the pandemic coming on my life cut off. But just nerving us. But anyway, somebody wants to know if you were always like this or situations shaped you into being this way, which I think we talked about that at the beginning. Probably the person wasn't really on the live. So
Yeah, it's a lot of things. It's not a wake up and find myself that way. It was, through trials and error, and you see what worked best for you, and then where your heart is going, you decide to follow your heart instead of, you know what I say? So it was a whole lot of experience put together. But again, deep within me, it is something that I felt, I feel comfortable. I feel comfortable about who I am and the way in which I am doing stuff. Hence why it encourages me to move forward.
right.
And again, as I said, I would have been tested, there's a whole lot of temptation. But again, it's what I am comfortable with, I am sticking with. So it's not an overnight thing, it is so much thing put together. But again, it is actually who I am. I am finding who I am as the days goes by.
Oh, you. I love it. It's a journey. It's a journey, and you just gotta
Indeed, it is.
yourself and tap into your journey. I love it, Nesbeth. So proud of you. Wishing you tours after tours after tours. Cause the pandemic look like it gone now, and something else a go on. So tours
Yeah.
after tours after tours, kick down doors after doors after doors. Wishing on you multiple levels of success and blessings to you and your family. And thank you so much for blessing my platform. Really appreciate this soothing conversation. So peaceful, so soothing. I love it. Okay. Thank you,
And
King.
let me apologize for not telling you how beautiful you are
Thank
and
you.
in your life. You know, I like your hair fitty, your smile
Thank you so much.
is one in the world. You know,
Thank
me I
you.
say, I love the way you attire yourself.
Thank you so
And you
much.
know, there are times when I browse, your page, and I admire the strength. I admire the strong person you are.
Thank
And
you.
so I just want to say it on your life that whatever it is that kept you going, you continue to do so. I also understand that you have a book out, and I just want to wish you all the best
Thank you.
down that path. And you just continue to stay true to the game and do what you have to do. Live and let others live. Continue to climb the ladder of success. And thank you very much
Thank you
for
so
having me
much.
in your life.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much. This is my book, On the
Yeah,
Run from
yeah.
Prison.
Mm.
From prison. Understand it now? Should there prison? From prison, from being a fugitive, like it's all a mindset, and that's why I can connect with every single thing that you're saying. I've been on the run, been a fugitive, been in prison, been to jail, been over 20 mouth shots, like been there, done that. So I know what it's like to really transition and find myself. Like I have been through a lot from growing up, in the ghetto, come right up. So I really appreciate this conversation. Like, thank you so much for just being alive. Like you're just positive. I love. I don't care what nobody wants to say, oh, but you're used to be a prisoner, you used to get locked up, and you used to do bad things. No, I am the light. I am peace. So no means a good as. So I appreciate conversations like yours because I promise you, everybody needs the positive words. I'm gonna listen to Nesbeth. We need it. We all need it. The world is a crazy world we're living in. Like I promise you, we need it. So thank you
Yeah,
so
man. So,
much.
yeah, man, and bless up yourself. And again, as I said, whoever want a word of encouragement and seriously want a word of encouragement, just search for a Nesbeth song and the rest is history. I have an album out. I named that album, the name of that album is Amen.
Amen.
And
That
the
came out
acronym,
2018, right?
yeah, and the acronym is Anne Marie Elliott Nesbeth, and that's my late wife. So again, there's so many tracks on it, and again, songs of Nesbeth. If you truly want inspirational song, if you want a song to take you from whichever dark point of your life to the brightest moment, I must encourage you to just
Grab the
listen to a
album.
Nesbeth. Listen to a Nesbeth, all right?
Yes,
So thanks
amen.
again, Chana, and you go and take care of
All right,
yourself
I will,
and
King. Thank
stay
you so much.
beautiful and stay blessed,
All
all
right,
right?
blessings.
Much love.
All right. How do we do this? Okay, let's see. All right. Oh, all right. Woo! That was a great live. I live. I live for just soothing, peaceful conversations. It does something to me. Yeah, did you guys enjoy? Did you guys enjoy that live? You loved it, Diana? I loved it. Like it was